Hey everybody, welcome to Metal Movies and Brewskis Live. This is the first show right now. It's a pilot, so yeah. So everyone watching, this is the first one. So thanks everybody for forever who is watching. Like Unhinged, what up, brother? Thanks for coming by, man. Yeah, we're just gonna be going over some topics and having a little bit of fun for about an hour. You know, a little bit of that Metal Monday madness. First thing I wanted to kind of go over was the Inktober, man. That's like a big deal for a lot of like comic artists and just people like, you know, artists in general. That's something that I've always wanted to take part in, but I never really did it. I was actually going to do something like that for my Butch CLEAVER campaign. I got a lot of characters. I definitely have 31 characters just in that one story alone, and I kind of wanted to do like, you know, dive in and do some of those character head sketches or something like that, or some trading cards. But I'm just a little too deep into the month to do it right now. But maybe next year or something like that. But there's a lot of cats that are, you know, on the Twitter X or whatnot, however you want to call it, and they're doing, you know, they're sharing their stuff out. So I was thinking maybe we can look at a little bit of those right now. So, right now we got this one right here. This is it's like a locksmith dude or something like that. Looked pretty cool. I was checking that out. Lockman is sick of your shit. Ain't nothing free. That was pretty cool. What else do we got? A lot of manga stuff. Yeah, definitely a lot of manga stuff going on. Got some Poison Ivy right there. Looks like a little world builder right there. Yeah, lots of crazy stuff. That one looks pretty cool. Looks like a, I don't know, skull, some type of skull kid. Like, I don't know. Pretty creepy. Looks like something out of a Del Toro movie. Not bad. So if you were to go on Instagram, you would see like way more stuff. That looks pretty badass right there. Looks like something a little demon girl is dreaming up, or a little fawn, or, you know, a pan. That one's pretty metal right there. Not dead, tired, and pissed off. It's a lot of people. Well, we got Cap right there. Looking at soldiers, he's in. That's a pretty good one right there too. 2009. Yeah, what do we got? A little more manga stuff. Yeah, got some bong ripping kitties right there. Bong rip cats. Little Wes Anderson stuff right there, almost running away. But yeah, man, there's a lot of stuff on here. They're doing it hashtag like day 9, day 10. There's more creepy stuff too, I think, up at the top. Like this one right here. I like that one a lot. That one kind of reminds me of the scary stories to tell in the dark. I kind of wanted to go over that on the show sometime too. Those stories are pretty fucking metal, and there's a whole documentary on it too, and it was banned in a lot of places. But they're really cool. I don't know, they're really cool. But yeah, man. I did October in 2017, I believe. It's kind of brutal undertaking. Yeah, I think so, man. It's something you got to really like. You really got to commit to it, man. Because it's, for me, I wanted to do it too. You know, I was like, do I want to jump in and just like kind of catch up and try to bang out maybe like 7? Wait, we're on day 9 now. Do like 9 head sketches or something like that. But I don't want to. I think I'm just gonna try to do something like I don't know, man. I really wanted to do something maybe like Dracula. You know, I really like Bram Stoker. That's, you know, Bram Stoker is really cool. And Bram Stoker's Dracula. I really wanted to do that, but I don't know. It's kind of a hard thing. Shelby did a cool zombie. Yeah, Shelby's been killing it, man. He's been doing the Hellboy, man. I love me some Hellboy. And for the Bram Stoker's Dracula, man, there's also a really cool another movie too that I really like that was called Dracula Untold. I did a review on it, but you know, I think it's something that's it's definitely metal as fuck. Dracula Untold for a PG-13 movie. If you haven't seen it, man, you definitely got to check it out. It's got Luke Evans in it from the movie. Well, he's in a lot of movies, man. He did this one movie where he was hunting serial killers, kind of like a Dexter thing. I forgot, it was like No One Lives or something like that. He plays Dracula though, man. He does a solid job. He was Bard from Desolation of Smaug, and I don't know. I thought he did a really good job. Yeah, that's it right there. I remember seeing that poster as a kid and just being like, wow, man, this is really cool, because I had seen Bram Stoker's Dracula at a young age, and that movie was just, next level, dude. At that, the way that it was put together, and yeah, man. Oh, thanks, appreciate it. That's my buddy Dave. He's the Dave Robbie. He's my homie, the other half of Nightmare Nemesis. That's our band. But I saw Bram Stoker's Dracula when I was like in 4th grade, and it really had a big influence on me. And that I don't know, man. I was waiting to see like a movie where Dracula got the superpowers and he was basically like an anti-hero. I was cool with that. Now anti-heroes, it's like been all the rage for the last 20 years or more, and people are like really down with that. Me personally, I'm more into like there's a villain and then there's a hero, and I think the villains in the story are really going to help define, the hero. But with Dracula Untold, I mean, Dracula is my favorite IP. That's kind of why I wanted to talk about this movie. And here I don't know, man. He does a lot of cool stuff. And that's what happens in the movie. He gets the superpowers. The only downfall for me, like with this movie, downside was that it was PG-13, when he's Vlad the Impaler. So you do see somewhat of like an homage scene in the beginning where he's taking all those fools out. But I mean, all in all, dude, he does some pretty badass, like heroic, like super dope shit in this movie. And it's got Charles Dance in here too from he played Family Opera. He's like a Caligula type character. He's the one that bites him, and he bites his and he bites the dude and basically makes him Dracula. And he is like an ex-Roman. I think he's like the type character. And they also had a Baba Yaga in here too, character that they cut out of the movie, where she's in her chicken coop house, before they did it in the Hellboy reboot with David Harbour. And yeah, man, I thought this movie was really cool, and I definitely think you guys should check it out. You see the whole story about how he slowly gets the powers, and he fights like armies of like like 1,000 dudes, and goes in there, and they show it, man. They show he cuts these one dude's 2 of his hands off, and oh man, he could turn into bats. And yeah, man, it was going to be the first in the Dark Universe reboot for Universal. They do that every few years, where they make a movie where they're gonna basically restart the universe. And this was one of them. Before that, it was the not the Mummy, but the Wolfman with Benicio del Toro. That one was really good too. That one. Whew, that movie's. I can't praise that movie anymore. But yeah, you guys definitely go check this movie out. I give it 2 horns way up. Definitely check out Dracula Untold. There's actually a campaign up right now I want you guys to check out for the week. It's Edwin Azevedo's book that's coming out. It's Bloodbone. So we can go ahead and check that out real quick. It's in the sign up pages right now. So let's see here. Got a little video right here too. Maybe we could click on it. My little fuck. That's dope. So it looks like he's going on to fund my comic. And you guys can check it out. It's I'll have a link in the description. I don't have it up right now, but I'll definitely get it going. Halloween's coming up right now too, man. I don't know what to do, man. I don't know if I want to dress up this year or not, but I always wanted to do Snake Plissken. He was on my top, top list of cosplays or characters I wanted to do for Halloween, and it's, do you want to do the Escape from New York or Escape from LA? I kind of like the Escape from LA costume though. It's got more leather and he's got the trench coat and whatnot. He looks a little more badass, but I don't think I'm gonna get around to doing it this year. But yeah, man, there's a lot of cool stuff out there. A lot of so the Wendigo is a really cool character. I got a little bit of pictures right here. I wanted to talk about this character a little bit. Every week on this show, I want to really do a deep dive on monsters. Yeah, man, hunt some down. Here's some cool pictures right here of the Wendigo, and we can go into a little brief thing about the Wendigo real quick. There's a little synopsis for those of you that don't know who the Wendigo is. There's actually a movie that could kind of be like a cool like gateway into the character, but the Wendigo that one would be Antlers. So yeah, check that one out. Maybe we'll go over it on the show sometime. But the legend of the Wendigo is part of the traditional belief system of a number of Algonquin speaking peoples, including the Ojibwe and the Solteto, the Cree, the Naskapi, and the Innu. Sorry if I mispronounced some of those tribes, although descriptions can vary somewhat. Common to all these cultures is a view that the Wendigo is a malevolent, cannibalistic, supernatural being. They were strongly associated with the winter, the north, the coldness, famine, and starvation. Basil H. Johnson, an OBGY teacher and scholar from Ontario, gives a description of a Wendigo. A Wendigo was a gaunt to the point of a mastication. Its desiccated skin pulled tightly over its bones, with its bones pushing out against its skin. Its complexion, the ashy gray of death, and its eyes pushed back deep into their sockets. The Wendigo looked like a giant or a gaunt skeleton, recently dissented from the grave. What lips it had were tattered and bloody, unclean, and suffering from suppuration of the flesh. The Wendigo gave off a strange and eerie odor of decay and decomposition, death, and corruption. So that's a little bit about the Wendigo. That's a little picture of it right there. There was a show called Sleepy Hollow. Sleepy Hollow was directed by and co-created by the guy that did Underworld, Lynn Wiseman. He's also the director of the TV show Swamp Thing, the modern one. I'm watching that. It's on Tubi right now. But on that show, Sleepy Hollow, they really went over like American folklore and whatnot. And the Headless Horseman, it was obviously the main character, which I'd like to go over on this, cover him on this show as well. But the Wendigo also was on there too. They had a veteran on there that had like a serum, and he would turn into this big old buff Wendigo. It was really cool. But again, the movie Antlers, I think really did the Wendigo justice. As far as like the design of the character, there's a lot you could do with that character. I know Shane Mess and Joe Ball are going to be putting out another Cryptic Legends book, and they're going to be dealing with some Wendigo action on that coming up. So again, here's some pictures right here. I'd like to check out some of these. Look at that one. That one's pretty dope. Yeah, fucking metal as fuck. So cool, man. Like there's just so much you could do with this character. I've never drawn it before, but it's cliche, but I would like to get in there and do all the cryptids some year for Halloween or for Inktober. Yeah, I like that too. It's kind of got like a Guillermo del Toro diary feel to it. It probably is out of his diary. Yeah, it's really cool. To see, look at this one. This one's got like a human face. It's kind of got like that Krampus thing. That's another one, man. That's what I love about cryptids. You can always do different stuff. This one, they're leaning really hard on the goat face. I'm kind of more I'm kind of more into the skull face, you know, the traditional one. See, we got that one. Oh, we got it on the scene right here. That's another one. Okay, what do we got? Jason says, and Wolverine fought him in his first appearance. Yeah, man. And that Wendigo looked even different too. He kind of just looks like an abominable snowman, which I think is dope as fuck. But I also feel like, man, now that I see this Wendigo, I kind of feel that like Marvel should have went this way a little bit. In the video game too, X-Men Origins Wolverine, I have that on PlayStation 3. God, I love PlayStation 3. I think that was like the pinnacle of gaming. We'll go into that another day, but in that game, man, you could see Hugh Jackman in the costume. There's actually like a government thing too, like we were talking about with Sleepy Hollow, where they have the Wendigo serum, and there's these big old buff dudes into that. But they don't really go full force into the one like the comic where they sprout the hair and they look more Sasquatchy and Bigfooty and, you know, however you want to look, take it. These ones, I really like the deer head, man, that skull fucking metal deer face, you know? But yeah, I can get lost in here just looking at all this stuff, you know? And like that's probably AI art. My stance on AI art is it's fucking gorgeous. It's like immaculate. I love it, but I fucking hate it at the same time. And I got to go 100% full force against it. I know you can use it to pluck ideas out of your head too, and basically manifest onto a piece of paper or screen, what have you. But fuck that, do it with a pencil or something. I know, you know, but I'm not gonna get into it. There's another one right there. It looks like a metal album cover right there. That's pretty cool. We got this one, very digital painterly. A lot of comic books too, man. The Cryptidnals has one. Again, Shane Mess is doing one too. There's a book called Wendigo Wood, I think, by a Welsh independent creator. He has a whole horror lineup. I think it's like After Dark Comics or something. I gotta check those out too. They look pretty dope. But they're just something about cryptids, you know. It's cool seeing a lot of people deal with them with comics, you know. That I would make cryptid stuff. You know, this is one I was looking at earlier. I was looking for this one. Yeah, man. See, like this right here, it's almost like a human face, but not, you know, because the nose of the skull of the deer is kind of like a mouth. So you have the eyes, and it kind of just makes sense right here. You know, it really brings it full circle into what a Wendigo type humanoid, you know, organic, animalistic, spellbound monstrosity could be. So, yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, I wanted to just share that, you know, with this week. I want to do every week a little a monster that we can, you know, get into and talk about a little bit. Wolverine, man, I seems like that's like the only movie, like now that Jason's talking about Wolverine, Deadpool 3. I mean, it's cool to see him in that suit. Rumor has it that he's going to have a CGI mask, which I'm cool with. I don't really care. I've seen him in the mask from the video game, but yeah, man, I think that movie might be the nail in the coffin for me. Like I really, the last movie I seen by Marvel was Endgame, and was Moon Knight, and I thought that Oscar Isaacs did a phenomenal job. He was very entertaining. It's just there wasn't enough Moon Knight on the show. From my understanding, there was a massive fight scene where he's fighting those Anumis warriors or whatnot from the beginning, but they chopped it up. I don't know why, but yeah, that dude's a great actor. I know he was allegedly going to play Batman. He was in the running for one of those movies, one of the Batman universes. I don't know which, but I still got to watch The Flash. Michael Keaton looked pretty dope in there, but it was kind of hard to watch it. But yeah, man, there was I think it was Ultimate Spider-Man, one of those, back when I had Disney Plus. But in one of the episodes, Wolverine fights a Wendigo in there, and man, it was dope. He gets bitten by the Wendigo in there, and it's so cool. He he's, I think, trying to fight back the beast, and he has to fight the Wendigo, and all these other people are getting infected by it. It's a big old outbreak, and really, really cool stuff, man. It was, I don't know, that was a minute ago. There's also this here, this album I wanted you guys to check out. If you guys are into like country music, like the old school stuff, and like metal, like I'd say more like Pantera. It's groove oriented. But this album right here, it came out about 5 years ago. but it's really cool. It's by a band called Devil Driver. If you haven't heard of them, I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard about them by now. They came up, and it's from the singer Cold Chamber, but he's one of those dudes that can really do a lot of different styles with the same like with his style of vocals. He can do it, bring that style to different genres of punk and metal, even new metal. I wasn't a real big fan of Cold Chamber, but I'm more Devil Driver, man. I've seen them play, I think, twice, and but yeah, man, this is Outlaws. It's Outlaws to the End. Pretty cool. They got like a bunch of people on here. They have a bunch of country singers on here. I'm just stopping it. You know what I mean? They have the singer of Lamb of God, the singer of Fear Factory, the singer of Devil Driver, Hank Williams the third. Johnny Cash's son does vocals on here. Yeah, so yeah, definitely you guys got to check this one out. The Ghost, they have a video right here for Ghost Riders in the Sky. I put that on one of these little YouTube shorts I did. It's a cool album. I hope that they do another one. And you don't really see bands like stepping outside their genre to basically I don't know, man, do something different like that. And it's just totally American and metal, and it sounds badass too, because I don't know if you guys are familiar with Devil Driver, but they have some fucking dope albums. Some of them are better than others. And they do some venturing, they venture into the mellow death, like kind of in the beginning, and they get a little more proggy, but always have that kind of groove, in their kind of Pantera-esque, if you will, like that Backbone style. And their demo album that's unreleased is actually it's like a death psychobilly album, man, with a stand-up bass. I've been trying to wrangle that up just on general principle because I want to hear it. That first album they put out is fucking brutal though. Yeah, Dez has a wide vocal range. He does too, man. And I wish he would clean sing a little more. The latest album that they put out, he has one single where he did some clean singing on a chorus. I was like, finally, dude, after like 7 albums, you fucking were down to lay down your clean singing again. He's like, man, I ain't gonna do no clean singing. It's like, it don't hurt every now and then. It just brings more variety to your band. I think it just you do it tastefully. Maybe don't put it in a chorus. Maybe just do like a vocal, like I don't want to say a solo, dude, but like just like a verse where you're just kind of singing a little bit. Sometimes it puts peaks and valleys in there. It's like it's like a horror movie. You got the full horror going full speed at you, just like boom, 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 boom. And you throw some comedy in there, like, whoa, and what happened? And they come back in with the horror, boom, or the suspense. It makes the horrific parts scarier. It just has that contrast. I think sometimes when the vocalists switch it up, same thing with the music too, man. It doesn't hurt. Amon Amarth's been doing it a little bit. He's been throwing down on some clean, like low vocals on the not the new album, but the last album was Berserker. That shit was fucking love that shit. But yeah, you guys check out Outlaws to the End. It's an old album. I listened to it one time, and then I was just like, damn, this shit's dope. I got to go back and buy it. And then I never did. Some shit happened, but it just kind of popped back into my brain. I was like, damn, I need to go buy that Devil Driver album again, because I was buying all their albums consecutively. And they do a lot of like Western themed. They have a whole album, like another album called Pray for Villains, where there's like Forgiveness is the Six Gun. Yeah, there's a bunch of like Western like songs on that album too as well. So when they said they were gonna do Outlaws to the End, I was like, okay, I could see him doing that. And yeah, it's just cool, man. I really, I dig the Western stuff, and they really pulled it off pretty cool. So, and then also there's yeah, he was saying yeah, Devil Driver, it's pretty good. And Devil Driver sick. They had I think they had the Guinness Book of World Records largest pit, and I remember like that song End of the Line. That shit's fucking dope. Another thing about Devil Driver is they have sick ass fucking intros, like long ass like instrumental intros that are dope. They just like suck you in. It's almost like you can make like an album of Devil Driver intros because they're so good. They go good like in the like on like a shore, like in the beginning of a video or something like that. They're just really awesome. And there's been different songwriters too, like throughout their career. Like the main guitarist now, he's been He's actually writing a lot of the music right now, so it's pretty cool. And L to you guys, thanks for stopping by. You know, I know you guys don't have to be here. I appreciate it. Thanks for the support. There's another thing I want to get into on this channel right now. I think it might be a fun exercise, you know, a fun little game we could play when we Black Metal Decode. So I want you guys, we're gonna decode this black metal band's logo. Let's see if you guys can figure it out. Okay, let's have some fun. This is you know what it is, but let's see if you guys can do it. All right. So if anybody out there is watching, anybody know what band that is? Anybody know what band that is? I know what band that is. They're a classic too, and this is an easy one too. I got some hard ones picked out. Can anybody decode that black metal band's logo? I'm gonna play the Jeopardy song. Yeah, you could be there for a long time, and sometimes it's fun just looking at the logos, man. The stuff that goes into that, you know, all the thought processing, all the balance, you know, the composition, you know. But also, you don't want it too perfect either, because it's gonna look like a machine made it. You know, like you look at the cross down at the bottom, the left hand side, it's got a little tooth coming out or spike, you know, swishing out the side of the crucifix. Then you have the thorns or whatnot. Pretty close. Pretty close. I'll give you guys a hint. The lead singer's name is Abbott, and now he's a solo artist. They're pretty dope. And these guys just put out a new album. It's fucking epic too. Like they're one of those black metal bands that are down to go epic, you know, like, and it's not cool to do that. With black metal, it's got to sound like it's hard to decipher the music, you know, like it's got to be recorded like in the back of a car down an alley, like, you know, with a chainsaw going off and hammers and whatnot for it to be fucking black metal, and, you know, to not get spit upon by the community. Just joking. But yeah, you kind of get, yep, Immortal, you got it. Ding 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 ding. Hell yeah, you win. Yeah, these guys are dope, dude. My little brother got me into them actually, and that they just got that big sound, you know, big epic sound. Same thing with the I like Demu Borgir too. Demu Burger, dude. Just like Metalocalypse. We're gonna have to go over some Metalocalypse on this show too. But yeah, I thought this would be a fun iteration of the show. Let's see here. Is there such a thing as white metal, or is that too racist? Well, I mean, if you know the whole story about black metal, it's just called that. It started in Norway. There was a lot of things that came into play with that. There was a lot of forced religion through Christianity on a lot of I think the youth up there, and they weren't really digging it. So there was a lot of church burnings. There was a lot of death, like, you know, with different bands. We might get into that on this show. We might not. It's, you know, it's kind of a little too metal in some regards. Fucked up. But yeah, man. That's where it started. And they started incorporating corpse paint. They brought in a lot of the spikes. A lot of the music sounds like punk, you know, really punky sounding too. It's almost more punk in some regards than metal. Some of the you know. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know if you're trolling or not. I just gotta, you know, I gotta roll with the troll. You know what I mean? Yeah. But let's see here. I don't know my ass from my elbow when it comes to music. Yeah, I don't either, man. I just like to listen to it and kind of play around with it. My buddy Dave, me and him have a band called Nightmare Nemesis, but, you know, he's like 99% of the music, and, you know, I do the vocals and I write the lyrics. So yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, but me and him have been in like 4 bands together, and yeah, it's a blast, and I'm lucky to keep writing music with the homie. Yeah, just got to keep on pushing, you know what I mean? There was a lot of really cool logos though when I was searching for that one. Like just all the different band logos now. They're really hard. One of the movies that came out in the last 10 years was Mandy, and they do kind of have like the metal logo with when the well, not when the movie starts, but in the end of the movie where it gets to the Mandy chapter, it just keeps getting more and more metal. The branches start coming out of the logo, so it gets pretty crazy. This Halloween though, man, I don't know what it's gonna be like. I don't know if a lot of people are gonna be out there trick or treating. I try to go out every year down by the college and take the kids out there, and it gets it's pretty big. There's just like endless streets of candy. It's just nonstop. Let's see here. Nice. Have you listened to Odin Dasko's music on Kill Them Dead? It's sick. Yeah, man. I remember when they dropped it. Actually, I listened to it. Very power metal, and epic. I love. I like all styles of metal for the most part. Yeah, I pretty much do. And I try to listen to all music too. Again, we're going back to the contrast and compositions, and having contrast. Like if you listen to metal all the time, it could kind of dull you out a little bit, dull your listening sometimes. So sometimes you might want to break and go listen to some oldies, go listen to some Motown, go listen to some jazz, go listen to something else, dude. Mid classical, maybe some movie scores, and come back to metal, and then you might be able to appreciate something a little more. Boo, metal, boo. What's up, Dillard? Yo, how you doing, brother? That's my boy Dillard. Dillard had a barbecue a few weeks ago. It was at his pad, man. It was awesome. He had carne asada, burgers, hot dogs. He made the best burger I'd had in like years. It was so delicious, man. And the piece that he did for the ISOM contest, man, that shit was sick. Yeah, Dillard's got a lot of cool stuff coming out right now. Yeah, man, I can't wait. What are you doing out? What are you doing up right now, Dillard? I know that, but yeah, down by the college, man. Like, I usually go trick or treating out by Long Beach and Long Beach City, and dude, those those houses, man, they pack out the candy, man. And there's just like endless streets of for you to trick or treat. I'm done, dude. Like I'm out there for about an hour, and I'm already done skis on the trick or treating. I don't even need to do that. You said that was the only burger you had in years. Let's see. Damn, Dillard, I could use a burger. Come down at Lion Mill Studio. I got burgers for days. Yeah, man, that was a fun party. It was cool. It was cool seeing everybody, man. Like and connecting with people. You know what I mean? You see a lot of people online in the chats, live streams. Some people you may not even have talked to really. Like Plago was one of the guys I never really talked to that much, and I found out that he actually he backed my book, man. So it was kind of weird, Him and one of the other gentlemen were talking about it, and talking about something else, and they're like, "Oh, you did the BUTCH CLEAVER book. That was a cool universe, I see you're growing in your arts, and yeah, that was pretty cool. Like for someone to say that, and yeah, it was really cool. And for me, like as a newbie, I really take that it's awesome because all the artists that were there were like way above my my level. So for them to tell me that my comic was at least interesting and the world was interesting to them, that meant a lot to me. And they didn't have to, they're not going to lie to me or blow smoke up my ass. Burgers are my favorite. That's how I judge all restaurants. Man, I missed out on all that fun. Well, maybe another time, Plaguelis goat. Yeah, man, he's fucking awesome. I was telling him too, man. I was like, dude, I love that fucking that embrace piece he did in the graveyard, man. That shit was fucking dope, dude. With the smoke and everything, and just how fast he is and the style, I mean, I know he's got the boobs and whatnot, and that shit's gorgeous and beautiful, but dude, just like, he's very, Yeah, he's Plagal, dude. You know, he's not just Boob Dan. He's fucking Dan Plagal, man. Like he could do a bunch of different things. You know, yeah, it's fucking. He's awesome, man. He gave me a lot of good pointers and opened my eyes to a lot of different things too. So I'm really excited for Goblin Girl. I haven't even backed it yet, but I'm definitely gonna do it when I can. Dude, your stuff is dope. Different styles, man. Nah, but thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm trying. No, your stuff is dope. Jason, you're one of the few visionaries. I throw that word around a lot. There's a few, but there's less visionaries than there are talented artists, in my humble opinion. And that being said, like you can spot a Plagal piece, you can spot a Dillard piece. I can actually spot a Dillard piece, and Dillard has a plethora of different styles, but I could spot his out. Also, you can again Plagal, like Rocafort, Joe Ball. You know, those are just guys that have that style, dude. You know, there's a lot of guys out there. But yeah, man. And also too, if you guys have any recommendations for the show too, man, for me to throw something up on there, I'm all ears too. So this is basically just a Metal Monday show live that I'm trying to do on the fly and bring some stuff out and talk about things that are all metal, you know. And yeah, just a kind of like a pilot stream, you know, just to see how things go. It's been a good year though, man. I'm getting ready for Halloween. I actually got a monkey brain. Monkey bread, but it looks like monkey brains, where you pull apart the Cinnabons. So I got that for the kids, and got the pumpkin carving thing, and hopefully we can have a little pumpkin carving party, and get the monkey brains going. Let's see here. You're not wrong. I'm a blind visionary. Oh man. Well, I didn't mean like that, but yeah, man, your stuff is just so much, so much, man. Like the hatching and the different like inking techniques that you do, and the perspectives and the compositions, man. Just really, you got your own. Oh, Dillard. Yeah, man. I will say too, I do have my book Butch Cleaver 2. It's going to be closing out on the 26th. Yeah, I'm closing the campaign down, guys. I've actually had it. It was an awesome campaign, and it's been open for about 2 years now, something like that. So it's just time to move on. I want to close it down, take it down from Indiegogo, and yeah, man, maybe some people might pick it up. I will be I'm going to be doing a store signing at Metropolis Comics on the 28th at 1:00 in Bellflower, California. Dillard might be showing up too. We'll see if schedules line up. I got a spot reserved for him there as well. Let's see here. Going to be probably doing some commissions and drawings and comic book in there and slanging some books. I'm kidding. Thank you. Dillard's go-to. Zonsi's here. Yeah. Yeah, man, it's just it's weird, you know, just different people, different styles, just trying to keep on pushing every day, you know what I mean? Having people around to have your back, and you know, art you could show to them. You know, for a while I was very self-conscious about my art, but now I've opened up more to pointers, you know what I mean? Just to help me level up, you know. And there's so many good artists out there, you know, that are in our movement, Comicsgate, Iron Age, you know. Preston Azevedo, man, he's one of my favorites, and he's actually a homie, you know. And I'm always looking for pointers and ways to level up my skills, and I want to make some really cool comics, you know, like Dillard's Buckler, man. Love that character. I love what Jason's doing with his Absolute universe, Samurai Priest, Frog G, fucking dope. Can't wait to see what's going on in Lion Mill Studio. I know you're making some stuff if you're still in the chat too. I'm really digging what you're doing with the historic comic booking. I love that stuff. There was a book that I had read. It was called Kill the Minotaur. All right. So it was like, I guess it was, well, their pitch was, it was like The Fly, a Cronenberg style of body horror meets like, let's see, Immortals or Wrath of the Titans. So where you have Perseus fighting the Minotaur, you know, but it was in this massive maze, dude. And then the Minotaur was this crazy, like Cronenbergian character, dude. It was really fucking dope. It was a comic through Image. I remember it came out. It was weird, man. Like I had gotten back into comics with the new 52, believe it or not. You know, a lot of people hated that shit, but it got me back in the stores, man. I wasn't really buying comics. I was just buying the Goon and maybe some Hellboy. And that was it. But that actually got me in there, making me like a monthly or a weekly, you know, customer. And there was a lot of really cool books out, man. There is a lot of really cool books coming out right now too. Well, I mean, there's not a lot, but there's a good amount of indie books coming out right now. But it's just, I don't know, man. It's pretty tough, you know. You really got to push those books on the top shelf, because the ones that the big two are putting out, man, it's basically that in manga that's really got to be pushed. But I don't know. It's a crazy time we're living in. You know, a lot of people, they want really, you know, self-contained stories, and I feel like what we're doing is it's like a different industry altogether. It's like kind of like a crowdfunding industry in a way, to a certain degree. Either pre-orders or crowdfunding. You know, like if we get our websites up and going, some of us, then you take your pre-orders. But a lot of our customers, they kind of like that boutique experience. They want the kind of something special, you know. And I as I'm growing as an artist and storyteller and whatnot, whatever it is, I try to keep that in mind, you know, and look at what people are doing with their campaigns and seeing if I can, you know, bring something new to the table. So many people are doing new things with their campaigns, so it's kind of hard to stick out and be original. So hopefully with my next book, I'll have something cool to offer. Let's see here. Yeah, man. Yeah. Dillard's going places, man. Yeah. That a young John Dillard, man. He's got all of his ducks lined up. That's definitely for sure. Yeah, as far as Hellboy goes, I'm really excited for that new movie. I mean, we were talking about cryptids and whatnot, and yeah, I guess it's got, I think his name's Jake or Jack Kesey, something like that. He's playing Hellboy. He was a guy that was in, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Guillermo del Toro's The Strain. He was this shock rocker dude. He kind of looked like Marilyn Manson a little bit, or Shagrath from Demi Borgir. And he took a piss and his dong like fell off in the toilet because he had gotten bitten. But yeah, that show, we're gonna have to cover that on the show a little bit too, the Strain. Yeah, he's playing Hellboy. And that one's going to be based off of the Crooked Man story arc. It's about an Appalachian spirit or apparition, if you will, phantasm, but also, which is a Crooked Man, but also there's a coven of witches he has to face up against. So, I don't know, and it's supposed to be like a younger Hellboy, so I don't know if he is, I don't know if it's going to be like a 1950s story, 60s, or what, because Hellboy ages, I don't know, he grows pretty quick, but he's still kind of young, so it's kind of weird. I don't know how they're going to do it, but it's written by Mike Mignola and Michael Golden. And Michael Golden, he usually writes like adaptations of Hellboy, you know. So if you want to read like a nice juicy story of Hellboy without the Mike Mignola drawings, he does it. From my understanding, I don't think, because I have one of the books that he wrote. It's called Hellboy: Bones of Giants, and it's like, it's pretty dope. It's fucking metal. Like, he's in Norway the whole time, and the writing is pretty good, so you can immerse yourself in Norway as you're reading it. And Hellboy, he picks up Mjolnir in there. He gets it, dude. He gets Thor's hammer with the right-handed doom, and it just locks shut, dude. So he ends up fighting like frost giants. You know, I don't. It was so long I had read it. He does come into contact with Thor a little bit, but I don't remember if Thor comes down as an actual humanoid being. I think he's more of like a life force, you know, basically kind of what a lot of like actual pagans believe, as opposed to kind of the cringe pagans that kind of believe Thor is an actual, like, I don't know, dude and whatnot. But it's a good book. So anyways, that guy Michael Golden, he's writing it. And also, another side quest thing I was gonna say, I had wished that those books that Mike Mignola did with him had a little more pulpiness to them. Like as far as what that goes is, say the book's 200 pages, maybe throw in there 15 black and white pictures, so it's more pulpy. There's just something about pulp, man, where you know, I'm reading the Solomon Kane Savage Tales, you know, where they just, you're reading it, and then boom, they put like 1 or 2 different pictures in there. You know, there's something cool about that, you know, because you could do a lot with 1 picture, but it's like it's almost, it's a chapter like picture. It's not a cover, but it kind of is, you know, and it's within the story. That's what's one cool thing about pulp, you know, it kind of, you can nail something down with 1 chapter, or every 2 chapters, 1 picture. So I don't think they did that with that story, but I think if they did, no, they didn't. No, I think from what I remember, there was just like little skulls and bones and stuff like that, but there wasn't any pictures. But yeah, Jason, they are making a new, from my understanding, the new Hellboy movie is done, dude. It's the last Hellboy movie reboot. It's like the last one they're gonna do. So Mike Mignola is writing it, or wrote it, and so did Michael Golden. So it should be pretty good. The last 2 dudes that played Hellboy, I mean, Ron Perlman, you know, bless his heart, but man, he's fucking lost his shit. But he is fucking Hellboy. Like he looks like Hellboy. Dude, for the role. I mean, same thing with, for me, like it was hard to replace him, but they did it. David Harbour did a good job. And you know, that movie had a lot of bad things with it. The Hellboy reboot, the first one, but man, they had some fucking metal to it too, man. Me and my buddy, we were just talking about the end scene, dude, where those big demons come up out of hell and they're fucking England. That shit's fucking dope, dude. And there's a couple cool scenes in there, dude. Where, like the one with Baba Yaga, that was dope. Harbour was cool, man. He was a cool Hellboy. And he looked metal as fuck too, with the long hair and whatnot. He looked dope. And then the giant fight scene was pretty cool. There's some cool visuals in there, but then there's an awful lot of bullshit, cheese, fucked up plot holes, stupid shit, necroplasms kind of whack in there with Ian McShane. I didn't like that. That shit was just bad artistic choice. And then what else was dope in there? I like the Mexican vampire wrestling scene in the beginning. That was dope. Like there's just little things in there I liked about it, you know. And yeah, I bought it. I seen it. It was cool. Could have been a hell of a lot better, but it definitely couldn't hold a candle to Hellboy or Hellboy 2: The Golden Army. But the new one, I think the new one is going to be a lot more grounded. It's going to be it's going to be in Appalachia. I mean, you put it out in the forest, you get a lot of those Mignola shadows, you know, just light up a couple objects, put a couple candles in there, make it really scary, dude. Crooked man with some witches, have him punch out a couple demons, you know. Maybe you can meet his father for a minute, fuck that fool up a little bit, you know. His mom's probably going to be in there, though. His mom's probably going to be in there. I would think. I hope they don't, though. I really hope they don't. I didn't see that reboot. It's worth the watch, dude. It's worth the watch. You know, it is. You know, it's cool to see a new actor perform in there. I mean, just know that it's kind of shit, but then at the same time, you get a lot of cool like Mike Mignola, like the Mignola characters. So, and like at the end, you'll get Thomas Hayden Church from Wings, or the Sandman from Spider-Man 3. He plays Lobster Johnson. He's in a scene at the end of the movie, and you get him in the credits. That was fucking dope. They had a little. Well, I don't want to spoil the ending, but you know, it was cool, man. It almost felt like a some of it felt like a 90s like sci-fi TV show, and some of the things. So I don't know. That sounds. I guess that is a bad thing. But some of it was cool. Some of the monsters were cool. I forgot the name of the giant pig in there. That's from the comic, and it's Garwatch. But the thing about the Hellboy mythos is he's spoilers if you don't know. I mean, it's kind of been out there a while, but he's a descendant of King Arthur, so he is actually the king of England. Hellboy is the rightful king and heir to England. So that's what you find out. That's what you find out in the Wild Hunt. And the thing is, they took the last story of Hellboy before he gets killed, and they made that a reboot. You know, so for me, if I would have done a Hellboy reboot, I kind of would have I probably would have filmed a couple of flashes from maybe the end of Seed of Destruction, where you have Rasputin and the giant frogman. I would have probably done a little bit of that, and then I would have based the whole movie on Wake the Devil, and that's the second Hellboy graphic novel, and that's when he's fighting this crazy fucking Count vampire dude. He's kind of Vlad the Impaler-esque mixed with Count Dracula, you know, and Nazis and stuff, or Yahtzees, however fuck. And I think Conqueror Worm, you could kind of probably put those two together, and then there's this like scientist with this floating head, and he has this big gorilla. And I don't know, man. I think that would have been cool. You could have probably merged Conqueror Worm or parts of Conqueror Worm and parts of Wake the Devil and had it in Germany, and I think it would have been something beautiful. But they didn't really do that. I would have even went that way with. I would even have done the Golden Army if I was Guillermo del Toro. I would have jumped right into Wake the Devil, because what Guillermo did in replacing the frogs with Samael, the Samael monster, that was fucking dope, dude. I mean, you couldn't even. I mean, the Samael monster just looked way doper, dude, and way sicker, way more metal than the frogs. The frogs are cool too. Like we still never got them, you know. Now it's like we never got the plague of frogs, you know, and the Hellboy verse is just filled with these frogmen, you know, these frog monsters, you know. So, and that's a big part of like the whole lore in the universe, you know what I mean? I seen a video pop up on my feed for YouTube, and it was the Hellboy is America's Berserk, you know. And I think what that's being said is like Berserk is one self-contained story, and you know, so is Hellboy. Let's see here. Golden Army was underrated. Yeah, man, Golden Army was underrated. And it was, for me, like what Golden Army was for Hellboy is what Batman Returns was. Okay, what Golden Army was for Hellboy was Guillermo del Toro's, you know, what, I don't know how to put it, sorry. That's what Tim Burton's Batman Returns was. Like, that was a Tim Burton Batman movie. Guillermo del Toro's Golden Army was a Guillermo del Toro Hellboy movie, you know. It really got away from Mignola a lot. But there was a lot of sick-ass monsters in there. Just so many good things about it, but he really just kind of took it and ran with it. At that point, it's kind of like, you know, and he did the same thing with what was the supposed sequel, where, you know, he impregnates Liz Sherman, because he doesn't do that in the comic. They're not an item. It's more, I think it's Liz. I think it's Abe Sapien. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong though. But you know, in Abe, he's a little more like kind of Kirby, like Captain America-y, like badass, you know, like in the comics, you know, like real kind of more, I don't know, he's less kind of fish feminine, kind of, you know, he's not really like that as much in the comic. He's more just like hard hitting, like kind of manly fish dude. So they changed him a little bit in the Guillermo movie. So, but what Guillermo did was he made Hellboy and Liz an item, and then they're gonna have babies, and those babies are probably gonna be like, you know, probably, who knows, man, like demons that are gonna bring forth the apocalypse or whatnot. And we needed that movie. We needed that bookend, you know, and it really sucks. And I wouldn't mind if they like made 5 more Hellboy reboots, you know, and I mean, it would suck, but, and then they came back and said, you know what, fuck it, let's just make Hellboy 3, Guillermo del Toro's Hellboy 3, just to kind of end that universe, you know. So, and the thing is, what's fucked up and what's kind of cool in a way, but fucked up at the same time, is that the general movie-going audience, they know what parallel universes is now. So if you make like 10 different Hellboy movies with different universes, they're gonna know, because of all the different Marvel shit and all the different, you know, Spider-Man shit and Flash stuff. So just the average, you know, people know about it, you know. But I'm a big sucker for Guillermo del Toro. Yeah, man, I was a big sucker for Guillermo too. I mean, I still kind of am. It's just I was really like hardcore into Guillermo, like back when Hellboy came out. What got me into Guillermo was Blade 2. I just remember I had never, and Blade 1 and 2 are my favorite Marvel movies. After like just seeing that movie and just hearing like Norman Reedus's character had the BPRD shirt on, and I was just, what the fuck is that? A punk band or a metal band or something? I looked into it and I heard about Hellboy, and then I heard he was making Hellboy after that. I'm like, oh, okay, what's Hellboy? And then there was this image that Mike Mignola drew of Ron Perlman in the Hellboy makeup, just like a silhouette of it, just his face looking down. And I'm like, what is that? Are those goggles on his head? I'm like thinking, I remember like this Hellboy character from the comic story was punching the ground, and he had like a horn growing out of his head and then a stump. And is that what it is? What up, Hex? How you doing, brother? And I really was intrigued, so I looked it up, and there was a Hellboy message board, you know, when it was a website back then for the movie. So like, you know, Guillermo del Toro would be on there a lot. He would talk to people on there, you know. I would talk about metal on there. I'm like, check out this band, and he would do it. We come back full circle. The Borgir, the black metal band that got huge, they're actually in the Hellboy movie trailer. 2 of their songs are on the Hellboy. Progeny is the Great Apocalypse, and the other song escapes me. And they were in another movie called Stardust with what's his name? The guy played Daredevil, Cox, and Robert De Niro and Michelle Pfeiffer. But anyways, yeah, man. So I found out about Hellboy. It was like, oh, Men in Black meets Men in Black meets Indiana Jones with a big demon thrown in. Fuck, sign me up, dude. Where do I sign? And then I started doing deep dives and learning that like the writers into like just folklore and horror from around the world, and Hellboy has to go through that, and he has a whole like he's been around for like 100 years, and he's a fucking Yahtzee killer, and there's just so much like it's just so rich, And Yermo would post different pictures, I like, he's like, I like Mignola's coat, I like his coat, but I want to like, maybe cut the side of it so it can roll up, so it can get the whole big fucker right-handed doom through the trench coat. So they incorporated that into the trench coat. So he would put that stuff on the message boards, and you'd be learning about it as it would happen, and it was fun, man. The movie website, like there's nothing like that now. I mean, other than comics and whatnot, like we're interacting with each other. But back then, Guillermo would do that. So, but anyways, when he made that movie, I did a deep dive. I went and bought Kronos, Devil's Backbone. Then all of a sudden, like, Hellboy 2 came out, and then, then all of his movies started blowing up. Labyrinth, which is dope. That movie's fucking metal. Pinocchio, I just seen that one. And also Shape of Water was really cool. That's his second. I think that was his Creature from the Black Lagoon, because I remember hearing interviews of him speaking on wanting to do that movie, and I think at one point Bill Paxton was going to do it. There was a time too, I think after the Golden Army came out, like he had 15 projects in the pipeline. He was going to work on a show. Oh, for sure, man. Have a good one, bro. Peace out. So thanks for stopping by. He was going to do an Incredible Hulk TV show. He had so many movies in the pipeline. He had At the Mountains of Madness by H.P. Lovecraft that was coming out. So, and there was a lot of really cool stuff that dude had going on. But things happen, dude. It's you come up with a lot of stuff, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? It happens to everybody. Like. You can, what's the saying, man? You can only play God so much. You know what I mean? So, Jason, I just modded you. I don't know if trying to mod up all you guys, that way you guys can start dropping your links to your campaigns, because I can't really do it all the time. Yeah, man. Same thing with let's see, where you at, Hex? And feel free, like this is feel free to just drop your links in here, guys. The more eyes on this, the better. I'm trying to basically merge the bigger metal community with our network, man. So hopefully they'll pick up some of these videos as I hopefully get better at doing this, and yeah, they'll see our campaigns. You know what I mean? And they can read our books and talk about them and things like that. Because there's a lot of metalheads that read comics. Let's face it. And they don't even know about CG or the Iron Age. They don't know about none of that shit. So, but there is a lot too. So, but yeah, man, we're talking about Hellboy. I could talk Hellboy for a while, man. Another thing too that I was really interested in, Guillermo del Toro, was that he was he's doing Frankenstein, man. He's doing Frankenstein next. It's almost like he has his little universe now. Like Shape of Water is his Creature from the Black Lagoon. Then he has the Strain. For me, the Strain is like his Dracula like universe, So, and then he's actually gonna do Frankenstein. So I don't know how they're gonna go about doing that. I know that Oscar Isaacs has been cast in the movie, and there's another cat too that's been casted in there, but they won't say who is who. I think it's I forgot his name, Andrew Garfield. I think Andrew Garfield's in it, so it's 1-on-1. Like one of them's playing Dr. Frankenstein, and the other one's playing Frankenstein's monster. And Frankenstein's also in the cards for the show too. I have different topics about Frankenstein in general that I would like to deep dive into. I don't know. I'm a big horror. I like the the OG horror, Universal monster characters, the staples, Frankenstein, Dracula, Wolfman, not just because it's Halloween, but I just all the time, and one day I want to do a couple comic books with those guys, not just one. And I'm talking just me personally. I have different things I'd like to get into with those, and it's tough, man. We only live once, and there's stories we got to tell. I don't know how you guys feel. There's been like topics too about like you know, do you want to just focus on one IP and do it good and like, you know, boom, 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 stay on that your whole life? But for me, I have at least like 10 different IPs that I really want to do like one beginning, middle, and end solid bookend story with that has like a kind of a breadcrumb of something that could come after that. But I really want to do them, man. Like I don't want to just stick on one story for like, you know, because you live with these characters, man, for years, you know, and I want to commit to maybe like 2 or 3 years with an ensemble, you know, like I want to go kick it with these fools in the story for like maybe 2 or 3 years, and then kind of like, all right, dude, peace out, you know, I want to go and do something else, and maybe we'll kick it again later, you know. It's just a long time, you know. And again, I'm still learning what I'm doing, and like I'm a newbie, I don't know, learning along the way, but I'm still trying. And you know, there's cats too that pull it off, you know, like Todd McFarlane and what's that Larson dude. They've done books like nonstop, you know, so it's gotta keep pushing, you know. Gotta keep on pushing. And yeah, man, we'll probably gonna call it. Thanks for everyone that stopped by. I should have modded all you up. I think Hex got one, and Lion Mill, I think you bounced, so I don't know if I can still give it to you. Let me try it real quick. Let's see here. Yeah, so I know you got one coming out. We got to talk about your book sometime too. Do a little more of a deep dive. I've been seeing some of your videos you've been dropping. Love that history stuff, man. I mean, we've been talking about that a little bit today, a little bit of the Vlad the Impaler and whatnot. There's another book too, Matt Krotz, I think is his name. He does like the Curie books. I haven't got those books yet, man, but those look phenomenal. Phenomenal. I remember he just had some really cool stuff on his campaigns too. I'd like to chat with that guy too sometime. But yeah, man, thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. I'd like to do this again. Hopefully once a week, it would be nice. If it's in the cards, you know, and hopefully the shows get better. And yeah, this is the pilot episode. And if you know, if you guys are on the fence about back in BLOODBONE Cleaver, now's a good time. I do ship the next day. So if you guys want to pick it up, you can see my growth as a creator, you know. But people are saying that they like the world that I created, and it's kind of fun. So you might like to pick it up. That's the best way I could say it. It's a horror western slasher book, and I'll play a little trailer at the end so you guys can check it out. And thank you, Jason. Thanks for stopping by, man. You're the man, brother. Hell yeah. You have a great night too, brother. And then next week, we'll probably be doing this, and we're going to be doing the metal shop too on Preston Azevedo's channel too. So we're doing that shit. We're trying to put out content as much as we can, you know. But me and him are both busy, you know. He's really busy with a lot of different books he's doing. I'm busy too with I'm doing a few different things too, different projects as well, and my own stuff too. So we try to get out here and do what we can, you know. It's a blue collar comic book and YouTube and life, you know, that we're crazy as fuck at. But we got to do it, man. Got to hustle. So again, guys, thanks again for watching, and hanging out in the chat while you could, and always remember to be bold, be brave, and roll the bones, know your role. I'll see you guys later. Bye.